Hey there. Welcome back to Owl Dragon Adventures. I'm Scott Kegler.
And I'm Rob McPherson.
And this is our State of the Channel video. So welcome back. As you said, we said at the beginning of the video, this is us coming back after a short break.
I think it's been a couple of months since we've filmed,
a month and a half, probably, at least.
Yeah. We've been a little crazy.
Been crazy, dealing with some health issues. You can probably hear it still in my chest a little bit. Dealing with on our end, in one case, the plague, another case, a plague.
Yeah.
So just been dealing with that, and just a lot of other stuff has prevented us
from... As I alluded to in an earlier video, I just finished moving too. So all my games are back out on their shelf where they rightfully belong, and no longer in cardboard boxes in their boxes of shame.
Yeah, so it's been just a crazy time right now. So fortunately, though, we have been able to make time, if not to film, we have been able to play a good amount as well. So we'll be jumping back into reviews of games that we've gotten, some new games to our collections.
And we're coming up on a pretty exciting period of time in terms of new releases. So as we have spoken about in the past, we kind of dove a little bit hard into Kickstarter during the pandemic. And those are starting to come due. So they're starting to come out now. So over the next 4 or 5 months, our shelves will not have empty spaces anymore. Yeah, between the
two of us, it's like something like 60 games right now on their way. I know. I mean, that's over the next year and a year and a half.
Yeah.
But right now, in those next 4 months, some exciting ones that are coming through. First one for me that comes to mind is probably my next to come in. Will be, I guess this is it, from Button Shy. And those are nice quick campaigns because of those wallet games. But I guess this is the first in their series of role-playing games, wallet games. You can play real fast with like 18 cards.
Yeah. I'm always intrigued by Button Shy. They've sold me pretty hard on their games recently, so I'm really intrigued to try their take on a role-playing game.
Yeah, so that's exciting, and that will be probably the next month or so. We'll be in. Next, when we both back, because we're very heavy into this and have dove in quite a bit since PAX, is on the next Too Many Bones.
Too Many Bones. So
Unbreakable.
So I picked up Undertow back at PAX Unplugged because I heard that it was a game that I had to play as a solo game. I'm like, okay, I grabbed it. No regrets at all, and I got Scott involved in it. And then we dove
that was my mistake.
in. We dove in really hard. We both have several of the expansion characters now, and then we saw the Unbreakable campaign was still accepting pledges, and we're like, cool. So several $100s later, we have much more content coming. So I'm really, really excited about that. Chip Theory Games, they're probably my favorite design company right now. Just as an all around picture,
there's a lot of substance to playing them. The barrier to entry is there for a lot of their games. They build complex games, but not just for the sake of complexity. They are just meant to be games you break through, and then there's a great return on investment if that's the type of game for you.
In fact, I was just pitching Cloudspire to a friend of mine, and I mentioned how Cloudspire has the heaviest weight on BGG of any of the games in either of our collections.
Yeah. So very excited for that to come out. New characters, new anybody who plays Too Many Bones, new days available, and new challenges.
New tyrants, new baddies. So that should be a lot of fun.
That's in May-ish.
Yeah. They're saying that should deliver in May. So I'm guessing May, maybe early June, depending on some supply chain issues. But their latest game, Burn Cycle, is starting to deliver on time, so I'm cautiously optimistic.
Should be good. And then for other games that we have coming up, June's a heavy month. We have potentially Zombicide, Undead or Alive.
So that slipped a little bit, so we're still taking it with a grain of salt right now because it's a lot of content for them to put out. But that should be a lot of fun and take up couple of bookshelves on its own.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of content coming in on that. Then Realm of Shadows is coming in as well, which is a smaller trio game of solo to solo co-op games. One is like a handheld game, kind of like Palm Island, where everything's a deck of cards.
Right.
And then two other either solo/co-op games, I believe.
Really excited about that because they're all tied together in the same world, so it'll be really interesting to play one, then the other, and really get a full narrative of this world in different play styles. I think that's a really cool
it's an interesting way to roll out a game, too, to have 3 different games. So like that was another like smaller, I feel like right now, niche game.
Yeah, it was a pretty cheap barrier to entry in terms of cost too. I think it was only $40 for all three.
$35-$40.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. So that was good.
So very interested on that, trying that one out. I loved it. I got drawn in by the art of the game. We talked about that previously. Yeah, I love that. Yep. Then also another smaller game, Age of Galaxy, also comes out in June. Again, these dates may change.
Yep.
These are the best updates we have.
So Age of Galaxy was pitched as Twilight Imperium in less than an hour. And both Scott and I looked at each other when we saw this pitch. We're like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I'm excited to try it out. They say, it's like 40 minutes to an hour. And I'm like, as someone who's played many games, Twilight Imperium, very attractive.
Yeah.
I did get a chance, and it's been really affordable right now on a lot of websites, is their previous game, Age of Civilization.
Yep.
You can get it very cheap. I enjoy it as a solo.
I haven't played it as solo yet, but we broke it out 3-player? Yeah, 3-player.
3-player, and it's just a fun, light...
It's a solid game.
Yeah, worker placement.
Yep.
That is, again, low barrier entry. You can jump in and be like, hey, you want to try a worker placement 4X feeling kind of game, but it's not really that.
And it was small, it was compact, it was quick, it was light. It's made me really excited because I think they'll be able to pull off what their pitch is. Just based off that game, I'm much more confident.
Yeah, and it just looks a lot of fun. I like any kind of space game like that. I'm sold.
Yeah,
small box. Very excited for that. Not so small edition coming through in June too is Mythic Mischief.
Oh,
so that is we got a chance to play that at PAX U.
That was one of the highlights of PAX U. I know we've mentioned it before, but it is a perfectly thematic abstract game that doesn't overstay its welcome on the table by even a second. But it feels complete.
And we haven't even really got a chance to open it up either, because there are great ways to play that with 4 players with 2 games going on, and it's very excited to try that one out.
And we both have all of it.
Yeah, too much content again. We're trying to be better about that.
Yeah, but the ghosts glow in the dark from the Kickstarter version. Sorry, the game found version.
Yeah, FOMO. But it's so we both have that coming in. Yep. Very excited for that. And then I think last one potentially for June. Again, this one could change. Is your big one, Frosthaven.
Frosthaven, yeah. So it looks like June, July is what they're saying right now. Some people are very pessimistic. They're like, oh, it'll be here by November. And I'm like, they're still looking to get him on the ships by mid-May. Yeah. So mid-May on ships tells me last week of June, early July. We'll see. It might slip a little bit. I'm okay with it. We've got enough games on the table that I don't need to eat my entire life with Frosthaven just yet.
Yeah. That's going to eat up a lot of time.
Something that I meant to mention to you, I think it's the Foreteller is the name of the company. Forgive me if I'm misremembering this. I'll put it in the comments and fix it if I am. But it's a narration company that goes through and they narrate a bunch of the games. So they do have one coming out for Frosthaven. So we'll be able to do the narrations with professionally narrated. So as both of us being actors, we have a lot of respect for professionally narrated scripts where we don't have to do it at the table. We can just click play.
Yeah. And seeing that more and more. And it's I know that's the game that's got a lot of praise for that right now. That just came out. The Hawthorne game. Plaid Hats. Why am I blanking at it? Familiar Tales.
Oh, yes. The one that drew my attention to it is I just picked up Now or Never by Red Raven, and they just announced. In fact, I got to pick it up for $14. It's fully narrated. I'm like, yes,
yeah.
So that should be good, and that should help Frosthaven. Between that and Frosthaven Helper, which I'm trying to remember, there was some little glitch in one of the things in terms of somebody not supporting Frosthaven anymore, but I think there is still going to be a Frosthaven Helper. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that should make it a lot easier to set up the game and everything. I'm also planning on using my brand new game table that I'm building that's got a TV built in. I'm hoping to be able to find the maps so that we can do that all digitally. Basically, we want to streamline the tedious parts because the gameplay of Frosthaven and Gloomhaven is second to very few games.
I mean, Gloomhaven's still #1 game, ranked game on BGG, but
it's tiring.
And the rules are not hard. The barrier's not there. The barrier is in the setup and breakdown of Gloomhaven, and
which
that's
is why
Jaws is so good.
High
number
for
4
us
right now. It's also on the but the same thing. Yeah, it took out the most tedious part of the game.
Yeah,
and
so I'm gonna try to streamline that as much as possible. But if we can get that to a point where we can get it going in 20 minutes, then we'll tear through that campaign like nothing.
So that brings us to around August again. Or the game that might be coming in is For me, is Keep the Heroes Out. Very excited for it. Fun little kind of switcheroo game where you're playing the monsters, keeping out heroes. That seems to be on track for August.
I'm really excited you saved my wallet from that one.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's very light. I play a lot of getting into more dungeon crawl type games, more complicated games with my son, and that one I think is just one he's going to be very excited for.
Absolutely.
The art's very fun, light game, card hand management.
It's co-op. The meeples remind us both of like the Root style meeples from League games.
Very cute.
So that the almost chibi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a very pleasant presence game, and the theme is just too much fun. So looking forward to that.
So I'll take a look. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'll take a look at all of these that we've mentioned too, and if they're still open for late pledges, I'll make sure I put the links in the comments or in the
absolutely. And then our last update here is just, I think we had talked about it in one of our last videos, but just an update. We both will be going to Gen Con, and that was one of our goals for this year. We'll actually both be going in. You'll be running.
Yeah, so I'll be working for Wyvern Gaming and running 5 sessions of their Stargate RPG, which is a fantastic 5th edition mod, I guess I'll call it. It's really, really well done, really streamlined. So if you like Stargate and you like D&D, go for it. So I'll be running those games.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to doing demos at Pandasaurus, so I'm very excited for that. More details to come. I have no idea what I'll be running, but I'm very happy to be doing that. I
know I've asked you this many times. You're doing afternoon shifts, right?
Yeah, I'll be there from the I think midday through the early evening.
Yeah, so if you're at Gen Con, swing by Pandasaurus in the afternoon. You can meet up with Scott, and I'll put my schedule of what games I'm running into our comments and onto our social media. And you can, as soon as the games open up, you can go ahead and sign up if you want to play a game with me.
Absolutely. And with that, I guess look forward to our coming videos. We're going to be having our reviews coming up, some other gameplay videos, other reactions to new Kickstarters are starting off as well as new retail games. There's some really interesting retail games coming out this year.
Oh, and we're about to start up a new kind of branch of the channel. We're going to start doing some solo videos each, so that we don't have to always rely on our schedules lining up. So we should be able to get some more content out that way. They'll probably be on the shorter magnitude, somewhere in the 5-minute range when we do them solo. We'll see. And then we want to start streaming. So we want to do a game that you guys want to see us play. Our 2 top contenders right now is Cthulhu Death May Die Season 2 or Game of Root. So if you guys have any preference of what you want to see us stream, go ahead and leave it in the comments, and we'll go ahead and play that game.
So good luck on all your board game adventures.
And thank you for joining us on ours.